So I know a lot of guys would love to have a homestead or a piece of property, but the problem is they want it turnkey. That is, they want to get a piece of property or a homestead that is already cleared, or they already have chickens and animals, that kind of thing. And I think that's the wrong way to go. I think part of the whole purpose and reason for homesteading and having some land is that you can be creative and resourceful. You can imagine and create something. I think we were designed to be kind of creators and to make stuff. And so, guys, I know a lot of people, when they think about, man, it would be great to have a property somewhere. And not only is a turnkey property way more expensive, but it's just not as fun. And so this property that we have behind us, we have about 11 acres. And so this was all, I'm gonna show you this. This was all just forest, all of this in here. And so what we had to do is I went through with some marking tape and machete, and basically I kind of marked out this area on this side of our property. Our house is way over there on that side. But to mark out, man, we want to clear this, have a little pasture over here, and kind of park some of our equipment as well. And when we think about that kind of life, to be able to teach our children animal husbandry, how to take care of animals, how to grow things in a garden. I mean, there's so many, I think, benefits to having some property. And you can find some really good just raw land somewhere. I've done this many times for investment properties too, where I'll just find a piece of raw land, by a lake or something like that, and cut in a driveway and sell it, that kind of thing. So there's all kinds of things you could do with the property, but I love having the property because at the end of the day, people say like, this is my dirt. This is a tree that I can use or cut down and use for firewood or make something from it. And so this is a property that we bought maybe about 10, 12 years ago now, something like that. And it was way cheaper to do it that way. Now, one thing about it though, is that you'll learn if you do want to have a homestead, or maybe you already know this, but it does take some equipment. And there is a way, I think, to pay for that equipment that is a lot cheaper, and that is to use the equipment to make money that pays for the equipment. Once obviously the equipment's paid off, then you don't have to use it anymore to make money. But it is a way to pay for the equipment that you need. Now, we've done some exciting things on this side of our property recently. I'm going to show you this real quick. So we have our bigger equipment shed with a couple of trailers and our excavator down there. And here's a smaller one. These sheds, by the way, they came from a group called, I think it's garagebuildings.com. I'll drop a link for it down below. But they came out and built, like this one here, it's a 30 by 30, I think, or 40 by 40. And they put this up in a half a day, and the price included the labor, materials, all that kind of stuff. Same with this one. This is a lot smaller one here. But over here, we just finished this, like putting the gravel down and all of that. But we got a wood chipper, got a log splitter here, and then I really love this multi-lander trailer from Woodland Mills. You can see it right there. But there's a great little dump trailer. We just hooked that up to the back of our side-by-side or four-wheeler, and we're always cleaning out the goats and chickens with that, loading and hauling dirt, tree stumps, whatever else. We use that all the time. But anytime you cut down one of these pine trees here to use it for something, you always have a ton of branches. And so having a wood chipper and then chipping that into a trailer and then dumping your wood chips on the garden or something is just really, really handy. So again, having that equipment is really important. It's one of those things that you kind of learn, man, super handy to have. You can always rent it, of course, and that's fine. But if you do want to have it and have it available, again, you can use it to make money, and then you just have it. So, guys, I don't want to just come into a turnkey property. I want to be able to create. I want to imagine. Over here on this side, we want to put in a pond. There's kind of a gully down here. We're going to dam that up, put in a pond over here, and stock that. You can see on this field right here, we just use this for all kinds of purposes. We pile up stuff, and then I can take care of it. There's some logs there. We actually have a sawmill down here, and this sawmill is really, really handy because we can create something, take a tree and make something with that sawmill. And that is a really nice thing to be able to utilize these trees. It's the true recycle thing, right? If you always want lumber to build stuff, we want to build a big shed right here. But that's another option. Something like a sawmill. You can even, in what we've done with Solar City Farm LLC, we've created a family business. So we sell eggs, we sell goats, all of that kind of stuff, and even lumber as well. So we do work with our excavator for neighbors and that kind of thing. All that falls under the LLC. These are all just ideas, guys. These are all just ideas. But what you could do is you could find, if you're in a big city or something, you could find a piece of property online for sale. And my recommendation is not to get it already cleared. Just find a raw piece of land and then just have the fun of being creative and imagining what that could look like. And that is just I think a fun thing to do. Again, for future generations, even of our children, that they would be, better equipped to be able to do things. I want them to be resourceful, and when they grow up, whoever they end up marrying, that they're going to be able to provide for their family, and they have the know-how, the skills to be able to take care of animals, to be able to do projects. I don't want them to think, I can't do that. I'd rather them think, how can I do that? And I want them to ask that question, how can we do this? What's the best way to go about building something, creating something? And so, guys, if I can encourage you, because I hear this all the time from people, man, that sure must be nice to have land, almost kind of like, that can never happen in my life. Well, it could. Again, it's being creative. And if you have that goal in mind, you got to walk back those steps. And how can I get there? How can I create that? And so I think it takes being resourceful and looking at maybe some undeveloped property, but you want to look at the contours, make sure, do you have maybe a creek or a stream? We've got a creek here, a creek or a stream or a lake, maybe a water source, something like that. But there are those expenses that go into it, and I'm not denying that. But every time that we've had to, purchase something, a piece of equipment, or, develop the land or clear something, we're always having to think, okay, how can we do this? We don't just stop and say, you know what, that can never happen in my life. I'm not going to whine about it. And we hear this sometimes in my own comments on videos. Oh man, yeah, sure would be nice to have an excavator or something. Yeah, you must be super rich. That's not the case at all. We just had to be creative about it. So anyway, guys, I hope this is helpful. I hope this is an encouragement to you that if you want to have a homestead, if you want to be more self-sufficient and you're not relying so much on the goods and services from others for the things that you need, then you can do it. You can do it. And I don't know whatever part of the world that you're in here, obviously different codes and city laws and all that, but for where we are in the United States of America, there's a lot of freedom, and you're able to purchase a piece of property, to develop it, to enjoy a quieter life. Now out here, when I first came out here, there was a turkey. I think there were some turkeys that were mating, something like that. So, you got to see that. We have a lot of deer and bobcat and bear and a fox and all kinds of stuff out here. But it's just been such a fun experience, great experience for the kids. And so, guys, I hope this has been helpful for you. And thanks for your support. If you have other thoughts or comments or questions about our journey in homesteading, please drop those down below. If you're not done so, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. We really appreciate you and your support for us. We'll see you on the next video.